What if I told you there is a role right now exploding in demand, pays incredibly well, and doesn't require an MBA, doesn't require a computer science degree, and doesn't even require you to write a single line of code? Sounds too good to be true, right? But it's not. That role is product manager. And if you clicked on this video, I already know what's running through your head. What even is a product manager? What do they actually do all day? Can I switch into it if I've got no experience, no technical background, and am I even qualified? I get it. I had those same questions when I started. And after more than 20 years in product management and IT, building products for startups, scaling them in global companies, managing teams across different industries, I can tell you the path is 100% real. And today, I'm going to show you how. I also coach beginners through my 3-day boot camp, so I've seen dozens of people switch from finance, sales, teaching, design, even hospitality into product management. And if they can do it, you can do it too. So here's what we are covering: what a product manager actually does, what skills you need and how to build them, how to prepare for the interview, and how much you can realistically earn in the UK and US. And one bonus tip at the end that could shortcut your entire switch. Let's get into it. People love to throw around this idea that a product manager is a mini CEO. Sounds sexy, right? But it's also misleading. You are not the CEO. You don't have the authority of one. What you are is the person in the middle of it all. You are the one aligning designers, engineers, marketing, sales, and leadership to make sure you're building the right product the right way at the right time. Here is the catch, though. You have no direct authority. You can't order your engineers to code fast or force design to hand over mockups. You lead through trust, influence, and clarity. That's the skill set. And honestly, that's what makes this job so exciting. When I first became a product manager, I thought it was about control, but it's not. It's about influence. At one of my earlier jobs, I had a team that was constantly fighting over priorities. Engineering wanted stability, sales wanted flashy features, design wanted pixel perfect UI. None of them reported to me, but I learned fast. If I could show them the why, if I could bring customer data or tell the story of a frustrated user, suddenly people listened. That's product management in action. Let me kill the biggest fear people have. You do not need coding. You do not need an MBA. You do not need to have started in tech. Some companies like hiring MBAs, others prefer ex-engineers, but most of them, they just need someone who can solve problems and drive clarity in the middle of chaos. I've hired product managers from the most unexpected backgrounds. One of the best product managers I worked with used to be a school teacher. She already knew how to communicate, simplify complex topics, handle conflict in a classroom. That translated beautifully to product. Another came from hospitality, literally worked as a bartender. He was amazing at reading people, adapting quickly, and managing pressure. That's product management. And me, I started in finance before moving into product management, and I didn't have any MBA. I had transferable skills, and I learned the rest of the job. That's why I can tell you with 100% confidence, no matter your background, you can switch. So if it's not coding or an MBA, what are the skills you actually need? I put them in 4 buckets. The first one is the product skills. Can you understand what users want? Can you analyze data and see what's working, what's broken? For example, one of my clients redesigned a shopping application. She didn't code a single line, but she interviewed customers, spotted the pain points, and documented changes. The engineers built it. That's product skills. The second one is execution skills. Can you keep a team moving? Can you run a sprint planning session without it collapsing into chaos? Can you prioritize bugs when everything feels urgent? I once had 40 bugs and 10 features all flagged as critical. My job wasn't to panic, it was to bring stakeholders together, rank ruthlessly, and get alignment. Execution is where many product managers fail, but it's also where you earn trust. The third one is strategic skills. Can you set a vision? Can you look 6 months or a year ahead and decide where the product is going? Strategy is not about building roadmaps full of buzzwords. It's about saying, we're here, we need to get there, and here is the plan. I worked on a fintech product once where leadership wanted to add every shiny feature under the sun. I had to fight to focus on one thing, user onboarding. That focus grew our retention massively. That's strategy. And the fourth one, leadership skills, not authority, but influence. Can you align a team of very different personalities? Can you convince without commanding? This is about credibility. You gain it by being prepared, by knowing your data, by communicating clearly. When your engineers trust you, your designers respect you, and your stakeholders know you'll deliver. That's when you are leading. If you are a student, your biggest asset is time and energy. Here is what you do. You can take leadership roles, run a club, lead a sports team, organize events. You're practicing stakeholder management already. Teachers, teammates, budgets, deadlines. You can start a side project, build an application, launch a small website, run a service. Even if it fails, it's your experience. Recruiters love seeing initiative. Internships. Product managers internships are gold, but even developer or tester roles give exposure to the product cycle. Or you can start something small with your friends. One of my bootcamp students built a campus marketplace application. It failed after 6 months, but in his next interview, he had 6 months of product management stories that made him stand out. Now, if you're already working tech, non-tech, developer, designer, marketer, customer support, here is your playbook. Build a killer profile, update LinkedIn, show projects, achievements, numbers, don't just list tasks. If you redesigned the checkout flow that improved conversion, write that. Work in a startup. Startups force you to wear many hats. So that's where I learned the fastest. I was writing specifications in the morning, answering customer support emails in the afternoon, and presenting to investors in the evening. It was chaos, but it gave me product management experience before I even had that title. Network relentlessly. Comment on product management posts on LinkedIn, go to meetups, write to the people, relationships, open doors. I've seen people land product management roles just by being active in online product communities. Also, I want to mention the internal transfers. This is the easiest switch. Thousands of product managers started by raising their hand at the current company and saying, I want to help on this product. That's how I've seen testers move into product management roles. They volunteered to handle feature requests, write documentation, or talk to customers. Before long, they were the de facto product managers. For technical folks, I want to add a few words. Talk to customers, sit on support calls. You'll learn things you'll never get from Jira tickets. Volunteer for customer calls and demos, build empathy. Review your performance feedback. If it mentions communication gaps, fix them. And remember, communication is the #1 killer of product management careers. Let's talk interviews. Every company does them differently, but here is the pattern. Product questions. How would you redesign Twitter? Design an alarm clock for the blind? They are not testing if you can code an application. They are testing if you can empathize with the users and break down problems logically. Technical questions. Some companies will ask basic stuff. You might get a question on data structures or complexity. Don't stress. This isn't a coding interview. Show that you can understand trade-offs. Behavioral questions. Huge. Tell me about the time you managed conflict. Tell me about a failure. This is where you need stories. I tell people, prepare 5 stories that show off your skills. Moments you're proud of, moments you led, moments you solved problems. These stories turn you from a maybe into a strong hire. When I hired product managers, I wasn't looking for perfect answers. I was looking for clarity, confidence, and real examples. That's what will get you through. All right, let's talk money, because yes, it matters. In the UK right now, in 2025, an entry-level associate product manager in the UK can expect a starting salary between 25 and 40,000 per year. Middle-level product managers typically earn between 50 and 70 per year, and senior product managers from 70 till 90 or even more thousands per year. And if you are in big tech or successful scale-ups, add equity on top. It's one of the best paid high growth roles out there. Now, here is your bonus tip, and this could change your career faster than anything else. Look around your current workplace. Everyone is overloaded. Everyone has more work than they can handle. That's your opportunity. If you want the job you don't have yet, start doing parts of it now. Tester or developer, jump on a customer call. Marketing, run a quick product feedback survey. Don't just dress for the job you want, work for the job you want. Companies notice that, and even if they don't, you walk away with stories and experience that you can use to get hired elsewhere. So let's wrap this up. Anyone can become a product manager in 2025. Doesn't matter if you've coded or not, doesn't matter if you've got an MBA or not. What matters is, can you build skills, can you practice, can you lead without authority? The path is clear. Learn the fundamentals, practice through side projects, build a portfolio of stories, network, apply smart, and step into opportunities wherever they open up. If you want me to guide you through it step by step, that's exactly why I built my online courses. Real practice, real skills, real change. I'm Serge. This is Product Management Channel. And remember, most people will watch this and do nothing. A tiny percentage will actually act. Be the one who acts. That's how you change your career.